A warm welcome to my YouTube channel Akash Classes Assam. If you are visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe it and click on the bell icon to get the newer notification at the earliest. In today's video, we will discuss Class 7's English lesson number 2, URUKA Adventures, textual questions as well as the activities and grammar sections. So let us start today's video. Our first question is, who was the leader of the boys in their adventure on URUKA night? Mahendra or Mohen was the leader of the boys in their adventure on URUKA night. Next question, what were the names of Mohen's friends? The names of Mohen's friends were Sanju, Nantu, Rinku and Ruman. Our next question, what did they propose to Mohen on URUKA night? Answer will be, they proposed that Mohen should lead them in an URUKA adventure. Next question, what was the age-old custom that Mohen was referring to? Answer will be, spending the URUKA night in the Velaghar and picking vegetables when everyone is asleep is the age-old custom that Mohen was referring to. Our next question, what was Mohen's reaction to their proposal? Answer will be, Mohen jumped up excitedly and looked at his friends with an air of authority. Next question, what did the boys do after the feast? After the feast, the boys stayed behind and at midnight they walked quietly to Shantiram's house to steal vegetables from his garden. Next question, who was Shantiram? Shantiram was a retired army man. Next question, why did Shantiram sitting wrapped in a black blanket and where was Shantiram sitting? Shantiram was sitting wrapped in a black blanket to guard his garden from URUKA adventures and he was sitting in the middle of his garden. Next question, what was the black heap of garbage that Mohen noticed? The black heap of garbage that Mohen noticed was Shantiram, who was sitting in his garden. Question number J, what made the night appear more haunting? Answer will be, the screeching sound of the nightjar at regular intervals made the night appear more haunting. Question number K, why did the boys run away from the garden? The boys saw a black heap of garbage right in the middle of the rows of vegetables, which soon came alive and dashed towards them speedily. So, in fear, they ran away from the garden. What happened when the boys were about to pick the vegetables? Answer to this question will be, when the boys were about to pick the vegetables, suddenly the black heap jerked up and dashed towards them with great speed. Our next question, who did the boys think chased them? The boys thought that they were chased by the ghost. These are the question answer section. Now, activity number 2. Here are some of the events that happened on the URUKA night, but they are not arranged in the proper order. Now, we have to arrange the sentences in the proper sequence. Questions are given as, Mohen saw something like a black heap of garbage in the middle of the garden. Shantiram ran towards the boys when the boys were about to pick the vegetables. Sanju, Nantu, Rintu, Rumen and Mohen planned an adventure on the URUKA night. D. The boys ran frantically out of the garden, scared that ghost was after them. And the last one, just past midnight, the 5 boys headed to a Shantiram's vegetable garden. Now we have to arrange them in proper sequence. The first one will be C. Sanju, Nantu, Rintu, Rumen and Mahen planned an adventure on URUKA night. Second one is E. Just past midnight, the 5 boys headed towards Shantiram's vegetable garden. Then A. Mahen saw something like a black heap of garbage in the middle of the garden. Then it will be B. Shantiram ran towards the boys when the boys were about to pick the vegetables. And the last sentence will be the boys ran frantically out of the garden, scared that the ghost was after them. Activity number 3, we have to match both the column A with column B. So URUKA, it is the annual feast ahead of Magh Bihu. So A goes along with 6. Then Shantiram, a retired army man who was interested in farming. Then Sanju, Nantu, Rinku and Ruman, the 4 friends of Mahendra. Then Mahendra, the leader of the adventure on URUKA night. Then the nightjar, a small species of owl. And the last one is Nongola, it is a bamboo gate. In next activity, some words are given and their meaning are also given. We have to match the words with their meaning. So propose means to suggest a plan, an idea, etc. Restless means unable to stay still. Then custom, it means an accepted way of behaving or of doing things in society. Then there is feast. Feast means a large or special meal, especially for a lot of people. And the last one is frantically. It is done quickly and with a lot of activity, but in a way that is not very well organized. In our next activity, some of the lines from the paragraphs are given. We have to say who said these lines, and also we have to mention the paragraph in which these sentences occur. So first one is, oh yes, it is our age-old custom. So who said this? This was said by Mahen, and we find this sentence in the 3rd paragraph. We will spend the night in our Velagar. Sanju said this, and we can find it in the 2nd paragraph. What will we carry the vegetables in? It was said by Mahen, and we can find it in the 5th paragraph. Then last one is, never mind, we will carry as much as possible in each hand. This is it was said by Mahen's friends, and we can find it in 5th paragraph. Next one is the grammar section. Here 2 sentences given, like we will spend the night in our Bhelaghar, and second one, we will carry as much vegetables as possible. Now we have to write them in the shorter format. Like for we will, we can write it as we apostrophe double L, we will. And in place of they will, we can short it as they apostrophe double L, they will. So in our next activity, we have to rewrite these sentences using the short form of will. Like Mahen said, we will make a Bhelaghar. We can rewrite it as we apostrophe double L. So in place of we will, we can use W E apostrophe double L, we will. So as such, you can rewrite all these sentences by using the short form. In place of they will, you can write they will. In place of I will, you can use I will and we will and then they will. In our next activity, we have to rewrite the sentences given below by changing their verbs to express the future time. Like Mahen called his friends to his house. So if we want to make it into a future tense, then we have to write like Mahen will call his friends to his house. And as such, you can do the following. Mahen jumped up in joy. Mahen will jump up in joy. They decided to celebrate URUKA together. They will decide to celebrate URUKA together. they plan to hold the feast in Mohen's house. They will plan to hold the feast in Mohen's house. And the last one, we went to pick vegetables from Shantiram's garden. And it will be, we will go to pick vegetables from Shantiram's garden. In our next activity, it is said that read the story and write down the words ending with ly. In excitedly, the word ends in ly. So you have to find another 3 words which ends in ly, like suddenly, airily, and gleefully. In our next activity, you have to give the past forms of the given words, like buy, bought. Similarly, catch will become caught, teach will become taught, bring will become brought, and fight will become fought in their past forms. Next one, look at the pictures in the box A and read the dialogue in the bubble. Now choose the correct response from those in box B to fill up the bubble C. So conversation is given, some boys are running. So this boys, one of the boys says that let's run. Are you okay? Now what will be the reply of this other boy? We have to choose it from the box B. So the correct answer will be option 2. Don't worry, I am okay. You carry on. I will join you in a while. In our next activity, some of the words are given and some of them are related to adventure. You have to find the meaning of these words and have to make sentences with them. Like for plan, it means a detailed proposal for doing something. And a sentence with plan is, I have a better plan for you. Next one is thrill. It means a sudden feeling of excitement and pleasure. And sentence is, these cartoons will thrill the children. Next one, excitement. It means a feeling of great enthusiasm and eagerness. And the sentence with excitement is, his hand shook with excitement. Next one is enjoyment. It means the state of taking pleasure in something. And the sentence using enjoyment is, I read the book for my own enjoyment. Next one, feast. It means a large or special meal, especially for a lot of people. The sentence using it is, there were hundreds of guests at the royal wedding feast. ইয়াৰ বাকি 5টা তোমালোকে নিজে কৰাৰ কাৰণে মই তোমালোকৰ ওপৰতে এৰি দিছো। আজি ভিডিঅটো ইমানতে সামৰিছো। ভিডিঅটো কেনে পালা কমেন্টৰ মাধ্যমত জনাবলৈ নাপাহৰিবা।